In the last episode of the Ranger rebuild, we saw Luke drop a fuel tank, we went for a ride, and Lucian went surfing on an axle.
So welcome back to episode 2 on the Ranger. In the last episode, obviously you saw us strip all the suspension out, the exhaust, drop the prop shaft out and start wire brushing up the chassis. Now, this isn't the full restoration process for the chassis. This is a temporary thing so we can get the truck legal, MOT'd, use it for a little while, whilst we plan out all of the cool things for the full restoration and customization of this truck. That's where we need your help as well though. We've got some thoughts on engine transplant, but we really want the audience to get involved and tell us what they think we should put in it. And also, if anyone's done a cool Ranger project with a loud, fast, turbo, shouty, angry petrol engine, let us know in the comments which engine you went with, as that could sway the inspiration. But today is all about getting some coating on this chassis. So from the cab back, we're going to drop some etch primer on it, we're going to drop some aerosol black primer, and then we're going to drop some chassis paint on as well. Once it's all painted, give it a couple of days to dry, put all the new rear suspension on. In the time it's drying as well, we'll also do a quick refurb over the surface of the axle to make sure that's all good, and check out any brake lines and replace as necessary with the brake load sensing valve, etc. So without further ado, let's get aerosol in and get some etch primer on it. The etch is on then. Lucian's just finishing up some of the more awkward bits because he's a lot younger and a lot more agile than I currently am. I'm just doing a little test patch on the back here, so the black primer will go on nice. It'll just give it a little bit of build, but the main build's going to be in the chassis paint because we're going to use enamel, so that's where we're going to get the build and the durability from. But 10 minutes or so drying because it's red hot today, it's a scorcher. We can get this black aerosol on and then we can move on to the real deal then and get it nice and shiny.
Many days later, and we are back on the Ranger to paint it.
Oh yes we are. Chassis paint coming up. So the primer is all prepped, ready to go. As you can see, I've masked off any bits I don't want to get paint on, so all we've got to do is lash it in. So I'm actually using a brushable chassis paint which is enamel on it, but I've just basically thinned it down a little bit to go through the spray gun so we get a nicer finish on it. We can lay it down, a couple of coats, we should be golden.
And it'll be quicker.
It will be a lot faster than brushing it on and trying to get into all those areas, yeah.
You have wrapped that prop shaft exquisitely.
I know, I think so as well. So if anyone receives that from me for Christmas, you've got a prop shaft. But you know, you've got, I mean, I haven't bothered to wrap the exhaust or anything, but there again, I've already quickly painted that section in just to check the flow on the gun and everything, and we're all good. And today, Lucian's going to have his first go at real painting as well, because he's going to paint most of the chassis, so it's either going to be good or covered in runs and horrible.
And then we can redo it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I haven't got any more chassis paint left, so I'm hoping not. So yeah, let's get down to it then. I'm going to slip a mask on and we'll start spraying. Yeah. Now we've got a first good coat of paint on this chassis. I'm really pleased so far. So whilst this dries up and cures properly ready for the second coat, what we're going to do is crack on with stripping the rear axle. Now you can probably see in the background that Lucian is already hard at work taking off some of the brake lines ready for us to get that axle stripped down. So what we're going to do is basically strip it down to just the axle and the wheels, give it a good flat wheel wire brush up, bang some paint on it, bang some chassis paint on it so that's fresh, and then we'll get all of the new suspension, the shocks, the leaf spring, the D shackles, everything, bushes, all put back on, and the back end of this truck will be back mobile. And then, well, we've just got to start tackling the bed and the rusty bits in the bed then, which bit of a challenge, but we've got to do it, and then the back end will be sorted. So that's drying. Let's crack on with this. Well, they're a bit tight, aren't they? It's the outside sheath is what's spinning. We might need to crack them off.
It is turning.
No, your sheath is, your socket isn't. The outside, if you hold the socket...
It turned a little bit.
I did notice it go at first, yeah.
Trying to watch.
Let's just crack them with a breaker bar.
Well, that god's never let us down before.
Oh, I think these are just stupid tight though, aren't they?
Might just need some penetration.
Yeah, actually that worked like a charm the other day. Hello, that one's going. The compressor might also be down to 5 bar.
Yeah.
Because these are tight. FT as I would call them.
That's never happened.
Let's crack them with a breaker bar.
That's never.
It's probably because we're down to like 5 bar in the compressor, so there's no real pressure there. And also, if you turn the power down on the gun, maybe, because it just turns down on the trigger, don't it?
Some sure it should be. Yeah, it's on.
Yep, certainly is. We will come back with a breaker bar. Breaker bar time then, because the impact gun is doing absolutely nothing. Crikey, yeah, you can see they're tight.
Bending the bar.
Yeah, they're mega tight. That's a 750 bar as well, isn't it? So.
Barely getting looser.
Yeah, you just need enough off there for the gun to do its job though, don't you, I suppose? So this is what it's come to. Those bolts are just so tight, they ain't coming out, so Lucian is cutting the U-bolts. Probably the fastest and easiest way around it, to be fair. Ah, Lou, I'm going to ruin your day here. We are still going to have to undo them.
Why are we?
Because whilst we might have new U-bolts, we don't have new top plates and bump stops.
Yeah, you just pull this out.
Damn it. I wanted to see if we'd get that. You know, normally we'd get him with that.
You're slacking with age.
Yeah, I need to get better with the wind-ups now. Okie dokie. 7 to go. Right, give us that. Let me hold it for you. Okay, well, you undid all them ones, so that's one side that's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Just be careful of the brake line on that leaf spring. Okay, that's good. Slide it back on. Quad wheel. Brilliant.
What did you use?
Got to be through now, isn't it? Worst case, you'll be able to just knock it off with a hammer, but nice one, Lush. I love it when someone with youthful exuberance makes the job faster. There we go, well done.
Hurrah!
Right, now,
Move up.
you're either... Look at that miss me. You're either going to have to cut this one there and the other side, or we're just going to have to undo it because the access is not great. As you can see, you're going to have to roll the axle around a bit, aren't you? Right, let me send this side round for you. Any good? Yeah, we will. We will be back when this is off. So next little bit of work then, whilst Lucian is finishing off some wire brushing on the axle and the ends that we can't get to with the grinder, I am taking care of this fuel tank protection plate. So just basically using the flat wheels to clean it all up. We're going to get it as clean as we possibly can, back to bare metal, bit of primer, bit of chassis paint over it. It should be good as gold for the next couple of months while we're running the truck about. So I'm going to crack on and we'll come back when we've got it somewhere near a painting stage. So far, looking good. So mostly stripped. It's really, really decent, this. It's in great shape. There's only a couple of little areas really that I need to go any further with and grind a bit further. So that's like the inside. Then the underside is still got to start off with. But again, same thing. There's a bit of surface on there, but it will clean up nice. And once that's all painted and rubber guarded, that will look just like the tank. Really good shape. So I'm going to crack on, get that done, and we'll see that in paint before the end of the day. The next bit we've got to do is get this axle ready for paint. You can see I've already stripped one side down over there. I've taken off the wheel, I've taken off the brake drum, I've taken off the brake shoes, everything else that goes with it. This side is next so that we can get into the back and brush it all down and get the wheel cylinders changed. So first thing, let's get the wheel nuts off. Safe to say they were quite tight, but they're all off now. So just got to drop the wheel off. Off comes the end cap as well. Right, and then we're into being able to strip it down. So, other wheel over there with that one. And then we are met with a very corroded up brake drum. So, the first thing we'll do is probably whip off that little centre spigot so that we're able to actually get the brake drum off. So, let's find, what are we going to go with? They're usually about a 10mm, I think. Yeah, 10 seems to work. There we go. Oh, sorted. All fun and games. I will say one thing about this truck though, is that despite the outward appearance, is that you can see everything that's protected is still in really good, as new condition. So it's definitely been maintained well to some extent throughout its life, but obviously it's been neglected as far as maybe certain cleaning operations have gone, I would say, for sure. But what we'll do is obviously get the brake drum off now. Oh, there goes my microphone, sticking to everything again as per usual. Right, so when you get to this stage, it is literally just tap and tap and tap and tap until it comes off, basically. Axle's rocking about the place like crazy. Oh, that's freed it up a bit. There we are. Right, that side brake drum is Oski. Fantastic. As you can see, even the drums internally are really not in bad condition at all. So it's everything that's been hidden is really well looked after. And even inside the braking area, when we cleaned all the brake dust off the other side, it really did come up really, really well. So just give me a second to remove the springs before you jump ahead, my friend. So we'll just get the spring off the bottom and then I should be able to pull it out, no problem. So go get the handbrake cable. Oh, okie dokie. Oh no, the spring is on, it's just in incorrectly by the looks of it. Which is always a good sign, isn't it? There we go. There's that one. Now usually we should be able to sort of flex that Is that a little bit of brake fluid shooting out then, was it? I thought it was. Brilliant. Okay. I just need a small pry bar, which I should have in this box of tricks here. Yeah, I thought I saw a lot of fluid fly out then. Is it going again?
Squirter.
Yeah, we've got a squirter, folks. In the world of being politically correct and stuff, I'm not sure we're allowed to say that, are we? But right, okay, good, they're loose. So let's get the retaining pins off. No, I'm lying to you, I haven't got it. I do need to release the grips a little bit because they're a bit tight. Now they're a bit loose. It's a very fine art, this bit. Oh, it's just, this one's just bending. Doesn't want to know. Can you rotate it a bit for me? There you go. Just keep it there. No, it's just because the top cap's bent now. I just need you to hold it absolutely still for me. And I'll do the rest. There we go. Right, hang on. Okay, or don't.
I sort of already was moving.
Thank you. Right, so that's those removed. Now we can get the shoes out now. So this is where we might get a little bit more brake fluid decide to come out, but that's fine. Just take them out as a set because it's easy to put them back in, built up. Right, so handbrake disconnection, which needs to be done like so. There we go. Right, lovely. That's that removed. So now we can get the brake cylinder out. I'm probably going to take the handbrake cables out as well, but we can clean up in there. And going by the other side, if you take the camera around the other side, Dan, and show, once it's all cleaned up and all that brake dust is removed, the inside plate comes up really, really nicely. So it's really in decent shape, to be fair. As you can see, Lucian's already cleaned that side up and he's had some solvent over it and it comes up fantastic. So we are in pretty good shape, to be honest. So I'm kind of redundant for this bit now because Lucian's on the grinder doing what he needs to do, and I'm staying out the way of the sparks for a few minutes because stripping that side off was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be, and we've got lives galore going on as well at the moment. So make sure you catch us on those platforms if you're ever, you know, sort of browsing through, because we're on there all the time. But soon, just to jump back into it, we'll clean it all up, we'll get it ready for paint. So stage we're up to then, it's stripped, it's cleaned, it's almost there. We've got to do a little bit more wire brushing and then that's going to be ready for some paint. So that's the end of it for this one. But join us in the next episode when we're going to paint this and we're going to bolt it back in there with all the new suspension components and get the chassis and the back end sorted, done, brakes piped up, everything working, and then we're onto the bed because we've got to weld some patches in and get it ready for MOT. So as always, smash that subscribe button if you found any value, or if you just feel sorry for us for having to put up with Lucian or an old truck, then I'd really appreciate it, and don't forget to throw a comment below. We will see you in the next one.